Sure, Neil. What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade, formerly known as that Midday Show. Or are we the Midday Show today? Because we don't have a lesson.
We're everything.
We're everything. No lesson today, guys, but welcome to How to Trade. Let's wait for everyone to come in on from the other stream. We already have Chase Bands making a dare chuckle. Shout out to him. We got Bears versus Bulls as well, the world's greatest moderator, as well as Easy Trader and Ronaldo. Aaron and Joanna Brewster, as well as Benson and Pitchbull joining us as well. The Eater Who Is Picky as well has decided to join us. Shout out to him. Bring the booze, he said. TH4, Papa Bear. We got Gorev, Ike, PC, Manny. We got Mahash, Caesar, my man Adam Deleuze, baby. We got Atif. We got Chef Joe, Blue Arrow, Saskatchewan, Scott Edwards, Ulrich B, John H. We got Random Oddities. I absolutely love that name. Bristol, Chris Hooser. We got Diet Soda and the OG Darwin, as well as Thrill and Solo Crystal. Bola Hot gracing us with his presence, as well as Julia C. What's up to you, Julia Coffee? She says Amelie, as well as Rob Lovegreen and Nick Vin. Can't forget Vin. Shout out to them as well. Good morning, Adair.
Good morning. How are you this fine? What day is it? Wednesday. How are you?
It is Wednesday. And it is a half day, guys. In case the guys on the morning show did not let you know enough, we are on for only an hour. Then the Big Kahuna's Obi and the Neil take over again. And we go into the afternoon into 1 o'clock. So, yeah, shortened day today. I believe the futures trade tomorrow for a little bit. In the afternoon. Pretty sure they run. I'll double check that for you guys. I'm pretty sure the futures run for a little bit, but we'll get to that a little bit later. All right. So obviously the story that everybody knows, it is the Tesla and the Nvidia story. Currently though, the Nvidia story, as it bumps up into that 125 3/4, looks like it's on its way, I should say, into 126 up to and a fifth at the moment. Tesla, the beast, the monster, the Cybertruck, the Cyber Beast, 5 1/5 up into 242 1/2. Below though, the 10 exponential on the 5, and there's a woman to my left who had a short on it. She'll tell you about that in a second. But
she's got another short on.
Oh, she's got another short. There you go. There you go. You look so indifferent.
Well, I'm waiting for it to fill.
Yeah.
I can't be excited to get out.
So we'll keep that in a second. Amazon, there she goes. She got the fill. She pushed her chair back and she did the fist bump all in one go there. We'll get to that in a second. Amazon breaking down below 197. This is weak on the day. Bezos selling, insiders selling to the tune of $5 billion, probably wetting his beak after all-time highs. Can't complain about that. We'll keep an eye on that. Meta stuck in a range between 506 1/2 and 509 1/2. That could be something we could exploit. And definitely the Q's up on the day. They're about 1/4%. What are you looking at? Tell us.
Yeah, I had 2 Tesla shorts, and it's funny because I came in today. We know that I think a lot about the markets. They're just always on my mind. So I was like, okay, Tesla. I was like, people might know the last 2 days. Tesla was stressful for me. I kept, wrestling with it, a little bit. I kept trying to short it yesterday, and I actually had no shorts in the mind. I saw this move up. I was like, cool. I was interested in long off 237. Shout out to Obi and Neil for having that look. But then it come down, and I see us getting near 245, right? So I see us getting at 245. I said, but Derek, you need coffee because wow, did I need coffee? You're going to attest to that. So I go to get my coffee and say, let's see how Tesla's doing at 245 when I come back. Tesla is hovering at the 245 when I get back. And I said, Dara, take your short, take your shot. I got short here just below those 245s. I noticed we couldn't break above it. I used 245s as my stop. We didn't get there, pushed lower, got out, part at 243.75s, the rest out around 243.50. So about 75 pennies. I was basically just using areas in the book as my areas to go when we saw that slow, if we saw any stagnation. Then I got short again here, 243.40s, because we couldn't get back to 244s. I initially wanted 243.70s. I was not nearly aggressive enough. I was doubting myself. I didn't have enough confidence, but I need to work on that. I want to be Sean on that thing of money. That's what I want, right? But anyways, not the point. The point is, I was like, Adara, you are seeing lower highs in the book. Get involved. I did. we did, had 2 shorts on this one. Shout out to the rapper 2 Short, took 40 pennies on that last one there, smaller position. We know though, this Tesla BWAP bounce has been beautiful. It has been great. The Cybertruck is like, it's like, how Elon tried to throw that thing at the Cybertruck and the window shattered? It's like it bounced off the window.
Yeah.
That's what Tesla's been doing at VWAP. So I think I want some of that smoke, Sharif.
Oh.
I want some of that EV charge smoke. I don't know how that works, but I want that. I definitely missed the long opportunity here. But we come back to 242s and bounce. I'll risk it just 241.50s. How many qualms will I have? Well, some qualms because I'm really tired, but I'll mostly have no qualms. Also, guys, we're worth noting we aren't doing the voting today because the market is too short, but we can vote tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't. We're not doing the
No,
voting.
yeah, Brett,
good.
just put it
Thank
in
you.
there.
I
Just
just
wanted
didn't
to-
see it. Yeah.
yeah.
So no afternoon rundown as selected by you guys today. We'll pick up with that on Friday. So let's get to the small cap gappers du jour because we have some doozies today, Adara, and KOSS is chief among them. Wow. So the Catman responsible for this one as well. We had eyes on this from the morning. We could not find what was going on with this name. Trust me, I had eyes on it like as early as like 7:30. This thing was moving. Here is the headline. KOSS Corp stock is ripping higher as Roaring Kitty speculation mounts. Reports Benzinga, one of our sponsors. So we'll keep an eye on KOSS. KOSS, in case you guys don't know, was one of those meme names with AMC, with GME, and the like. BlackBerry, it was KOSS. I saw a small cap trader trade this for over $100 winner in the pre-market. Yeah, he made over $100,000 that day. I'm not going to say who it was, but I saw it with my own 2 eyes live. Yeah, Neil knows. I saw it with my own eyes live at 7:30. This guy was up like well over 100-some thousand. I'll show you guys what we're talking about over here. You needn't go back all that much. There it is, Adara. This was the move. Look at this.
It was.
So it was $3, Adara, on the day, and then it ended up going to $173 in one day.
I wish I
From
lived in that
3
era.
to 173. I'll never forget this ever in my life.
wild.
But yeah, it was insane. Anyway, doing decent today. KOSS above the volume weighted average price. There does seem to be some buying at 8. So initially we did have resistance. You can see all these closing prints here before the break at 10:35. All were rejecting at 8. I'm talking about the closing print, not the wick. And there you go. This candle right at 10:35 brought us above that $8 level. Now we're straddling 8 from the north side, trying to use 8 as that key area of support. It is no coincidence that the volume weighted average price is a skosh below 8, so gets double the check marks, whole dollar support, volume weighted average price support. Good look today. Good continuation. Higher lows are still in play. We haven't printed a newer low. This would be my trough off which I would base a newer low assessment. So that 750 would be where I'm looking. Right now we have a low there at 8. So we'll keep looking for continuation plays on this one. That is until it breaks and holds below the volume weighted average price, at which point I will not look at it as a breakout trade. DOYU, another decent one today, kind of a weird one. Started moving yesterday, decent move yesterday from top to bottom. It moved about 12%, but that was not really the move. The move is a gap. This thing at 4 a.m. gapped up into 1720. So from the closing print to the highs that we printed this morning, we're up about 34% on this name. Decent look, holding above the volume weighted average price here, but it looks like the respect on this one is being shown to the 20 exponential on the 5. There is not a closing print below that 20 exponential, basically until as far back as 705. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one, DOYU. We'll keep tabs on that. VVPR, this was a big boy mover in the pre. It is broken down now below the volume weighted average price at $3. However, look at this area over here that it's holding up at 240, 250, that general area. That is the aftermarket consolidation area low as well as the pre-market consolidation area low. So if we hold this area, you could play it like a range. You don't necessarily need to take a breakout trade on VVPR. There are other ways to play this. VNSP kind of selling off here, also below VWAP. Still 74% in the clear, but giving up the ghost here, Dare.
Yeah, that VVPR, there's certainly lots of power in Vivo Power. Ooh. That is for sure. But also, what is for sure is you have to trust yourself whatever direction you want to go. That's what I've been trying to do. Confident to put that button up again. I remember once too, I was talking to Sean about this, and he was kind of saying, he's like, there's not a specific thing to you, it's just a thing in general, is like, you can't make excuses for trading, because I will often say I cannot trade as well when I'm tired. I've said this quite exclusively, or extensively. I have to say I'm pretty proud and pretty pleased as punch that I've had some good trades today, while I am at a level of tired that I was describing off camera as the most tired I've ever felt in my life. So I have to say, very pleased as punch with the trading here. Basically, what did I do with Tesla? So I took, like I said, I liked that 243.40 short. I got back involved, or I was trying to get back involved in that short once again when we got to 243.40s and we struggled. Couldn't get involved at 40s. We broke below 243s. I said, Dara, try to take the short from 243. Didn't work. Missed a couple of pennies. Lost a little bit. It's all good there. But then I said, Dara, the other level you liked was 243.70s. If we flip from support to resistance on 70s, go ahead, switch the style up. If they hate, let them hate. Watch the money pile up. I was risking there into 40s. Ended up getting here at 244 basically. So took 30 pennies, risked 30 pennies. Please just punch there. We are seeing a bit of wiffle waffling here. I don't know why that's my new terminology. Sharif has the zig and the zag. I got the wiffle waffle. But yeah, we're definitely that 243.40, which is absolutely an area of resistance and support flip-flop. This is really trying to hold the support again. Tesla, if you want me to keep taking longs off this level, no worries. Also, I'm getting news here from the one and only Neil Roberts, the real deal. His name is Neil. It's going to be him and I doing a Q&A on the market recap, so I'm really excited for that. Definitely check that out, guys, if you want to hear the market recapped. Also, Tesla, if you're gonna resist 243.40 again, I have no issues. I am confident, I am excited, and I am ready to do market things. LLY, some people mentioning LLY. I didn't see any news on this Rivian millionaire, but it's getting mentioned as well by TL Brian doing the little muscle arms. Apparently, he has got, is there any news on Lily? Let me see.
Alzheimer's drug.
But apparently it's down like 2%.
Oh, it's down. Ooh,
yeah, so I wasn't sure.
good.
But Eli Lilly, up, down, and all around here for Mademoiselle, as I used to call her. Look at this flat bottom break. Eli Lilly had a flat bottom break at the 908. If you got that, shout out to you, TL Bryant, TI Bryant. Great look here for this. We dropped off, and then every time we got to the 90 EMA, we rejected beautifully. Please just punch for anybody who had that trade. That's a great look. Another name I'm looking at here is the one and only Nvidia. Only name I've been in right now is Tesla. I've only been in that Cybertruck, and I have Jerome Powell close the door to anything else for now. But that hasn't meant I haven't been looking. This range in Nvidia, my issue today is I have not been looking at enough ranges. Like Tesla yesterday during the midday was a bit rangy, and I kept wanting breakdowns. Like, Adira, you like ranges. Why are you, sometimes you try to be more home on the range. Home on the range. So I'm going to go back home on the range, trying to anyway. And if Nvidia wants to give me this little baby at 124.60 to 125.30s, I am qualmless. I have no qualms. I'm going to be interested in that. But to me, those levels haven't come quite in yet. I am much more interested in this Mesla that is Tesla. Tesla, if you bounce off 243, I will go long. If you keep rejecting off 243.40, I'll go short. You want to make a baby range? To quote Chance the Rapper, you'll have no problems there. You don't want any problems with me, Tesla. Massive paraphrase, but let's see how this goes. On T to the S to the L to the A. What else is anyone looking at here? I'm long Lily, says the Piper. Yeah, I think Lily is definitely longer term a good look. I think though that short, if you got that short 908, that's a good look as well. But keep in mind, look at this bounce. We do have some bottoming tail candles here. 884, 886. It's not a bad look for the long either. I just think if you got that short off 908, that was awesome. To short TQQ for possible pullback. Good luck all. Thank you so much to Ahmed Amwala for the 17.99 AED super chat. Also, Black Sheep trades. Ironically, I'm very tired today, but I'm just trying to bring that energy. Yeah, whatever coffee I'm drinking has not actually been very much. I'm trying what I can, but I saw that comment. I thought that was pretty funny there. Shout out to you, Black Sheep trades. Hopefully that, I was kind of trying to think of a black sheep pun, I can't, but this is, I gotta say, this is kind of an interesting look. I see what you mean about possible pullback. I would say if we don't pull back, if we bounce off that 78.05, things will get dicier for me. That was a clear area of resistance, which could form to support. I gotta be honest though, I see two bull flags after another. Ahead of the flags being raised for Independence Day, TQQ raising two flags of its own. Sorry, the excitement there. But nice look here for the TQs. I'm going to be honest, I'm with Ahmed Alwala. I think because we're at high days, of course, it's always a little bit risky, but shout out to you. And you always say, hope that you print?
Absolutely. We always hope all the viewers print at all times.
Always,
well, at least I do.
without a doubt.
Val Storino. Sharif, how are you liking the looks of NEO stock? Has been a while and looks like it's getting some traction for a potential big move in the coming weeks. Obviously, NEO having itself a decent day. Today, it had fantastic delivery results a few days ago. It outperformed Lee. It certainly outperformed XPeng. Obviously, the monster of the crew is BYD. That goes without saying. That is the big boy. It is the one that has what they call vertical integration. It makes its own batteries. It makes its own stuff in-house. Therefore, it's able to rely more on itself, and it is more, I would say, secure of a supply chain. But NEO, nonetheless, great look, 9% as we speak, and that's just on the day. Let's have a look here at the daily and talk about what we can glean from these areas of support and resistance. So obviously goes without saying, you know, we're definitely off the pandemic highs. NEO was one of those ones that really benefited from the EV squeeze that took place during the pandemic, led mostly by Tesla. It got up into that 67.5. That was as good as it can do. And sadly, since that time, it has been lower highs and lower lows, unabated to the downside.
Nvidia broke out.
Nvidia broke out, 125.84, new high of day on Nvidia. It just continued bull flag. You want to cover it?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, yeah, so I was mentioning we had that little top and turn. Nvidia's like, what range? Push higher. This is a bull flag if I've ever seen one.
Bang.
We're getting near 126. 126 was kind of an area last week. I'm going to zoom out in the 5-minute, at least for my charting. That was a bit of a little pickle. Let me see if I can go back. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, 126 was certainly an area. That was the area from whence we fell pretty aggressively if you go back to last Friday. So I think definitely this Nvidia 126 could be interesting. Of course, these levels don't always hold on a week-to-week basis, but I would like to see what we do here at 126. Also, Tesla breaking out here. Off that one, the 243.40 we bounced. I tried to get long, was not able to get filled, so I did not want to go chasing waterfalls. But we're still struggling with that 244. I do not know if I want to do if what I want to do here, but Tesla, if we break back below here, we've tested this enough times without breaking above that I think there could be something in this here water, and that thing could be either direction.
All right, sorry. Thank you for that, Adair. I just want to cover the idea that I had on NEO. So going back, Val Storino, I definitely am interested in the $6 level, okay? So that takes us all the way back into March. I think if we can get and hold above 6 for less than, you know, an intraday trade, I think it's quite bullish. Reason is crest in early March at 6, another crest early May at 6, yet another mid-May at 6, and then you had this 5.5 anemic attempt over here in early June. If we get and hold above $6, I think you have a decent chance to gap or to fill the gap between 7 and 6, because you can see there's an obvious consolidation area bottom at 7, and then you got to drop all the way down to 6 to find another key area of support, but now resistance. So if we break 6, I think you're definitely looking at something more likely to fill 7, but, you know, looking also at some other technical indicators, specifically the 200 exponential has also acted as a bit of a resistance level on the daily. Last time we were up there was late last year in late December at that 9.5. So first and foremost, you're looking for a 6 break and take on a closing basis, not just a quick wick and I flush back down. Then once it holds 6, you're looking for a gap fill into 7. And the moving average, convergence, divergence, you got the MACD basically crossing above the signal line yesterday. So that is quite bullish. And I did read something today on NEO basically articulating this exact indicator alert that the MACD did cross into above the signal line, and, you know, basically we're looking possibly here for continuation. But look for price action confirmation, a 6 break and take, and then look for a gap fill into 7. I hope you print on that, obviously, and it has looked a lot better for NEO. All right, to the trade that I've got on at the moment, we've got on 62s. I'm going to get stopped out on the zone at 82. If it breaks above 82, I will get stopped out there, and I'll look to reignite this trade, and I am not stopped out because it broke into 85. I'm going to see what it does at the 20 exponential. So this 198.05, 198 area, if it bounces and rejects that level, I'll keep an eye out for it. Otherwise, I'm looking more for that 198.50, and we'll keep an eye on that. So just got to load up said calendar over here because we got the ad read. There we go. All right, guys. I'm ready for the ad read? Or are we early for that?
Like a minute?
Yeah, we got another minute. Okay, cool. No worries. So I'll do that in a minute. What else you guys looking there at the chat? Oh, there's a super chat there I just missed. Did you get that, Ahmed Almola?
Yeah.
Sounds good, good, good. No problem, Valastorino. Looks like it wants to break that fiver and got 5 on it. I like that. Hey, shout out to you. I do like that idea. All right, keeping my eye here on this market. Nothing really, yeah, obviously there's a lot going on, but we'll get to that in a second. What are you looking at?
Tesla. So that was actually not an answer to your question, I realized. I took short. These levels, well, yeah, I guess that is true. These levels keep working here. We keep bouncing off VWAP. I was not nearly aggressive enough, but now it's time for the ad read, and then after we'll go over this awesome chat, super chat from Justin Swearingen, but we're gonna swear by our sponsor.
Guys, do you remember the good old days? No, I'm just joking about that. Ever wonder how the pros find those winning trades right at the opening bell, Ram? Most of us are scrambling to find the headlines, find ourselves way behind the moves, but that's where Benzinga Pro comes in. It's the fastest way to trade the news with exclusive alerts up to 30 minutes before other traders, real-time market insights, and thriving community of over 6,000 traders sharing their strategies. And right now, you can try Benzinga Pro for the lowest price we offer during our 4th of July sale. Use the QR code on the screen right there, baby, on the bottom right of the screen, or click the link in the description box to join Benzinga Pro today. Shout out to them. And again, you know, we used to do this all the time, but you're pretty adept at using Benzinga Pro.
I do like using Benzinga Pro. I wouldn't call myself a pro at using Benzinga Pro, but I'm not an amateur at using Benzinga Pro. I'm an enthusiast. But yeah, shout out there. Also, thank you so much, Sharif, for going that, and thank you to Benzinga Pro. Also, thank you to Justin Swearingen. Thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. Can we review Micron chart? Is that levels to possibly short or continue the long? Neil mentioned it yesterday, ellipses. Let's take a look here at Micron. No ellipses. We'll just take a look at it. No pause. Right into Micron. Okay, I was reading on the daily. I mean, this bounce that we got here of 132.80 on the daily was wild. I remember Neil mentioning this one, lower highs. I was like, this could be a flat bottom break. Micron's like, what are you talking about? Push up here. Gorgeous look, guys. Let's take a look at that daily chart here. I think we get to Justin Swearingen for the super chat. Oh.
Uh-oh. Push back.
Okay, so here's my thing with Micron. We're coming to an area I find deeply fascinating here on the super chat. I'm going to stop leaning in here and sit like a person. Look at this 136, right? We have this wick here at 136. We bounce beautifully, like beautifully. We butt our heads up not once but twice here at this 146, come back down. To me, this looks like we are seeing a bit of a change in the tides, as Sharif might say. We get up to that 158, then we continue lower. And we're not even, I was going to say, we're kind of holding support at interesting levels, but we're not really. I would be cognizant of that 131. If we bounce off 131 again, that's where 131 would get interesting for me. Why? Because that was clear support earlier with wicks to match. And then we also had, with the hat to match, I don't know why I got into juicy there, but also 131 was the area we wicked up into before falling and then making a higher low in early April. So 131, if we break a little bit lower here and then bounce off 131 again, I would say Micron short's a no-go. Again, not advice, just my take on the chart. Right now, though, we do have some lower highs. I would be very cognizant of what we do here at these 146 levels or 131 if you can find a trade that makes sense within those levels. But again, not advice, just my little levels and things I like on this old chart. Can y'all analyze Apple, please? Says Jaggeroni Pizza. I am not the Apple enthusiast here. I know Sharif likes to Tim Cook with Apple.
Right
he
now.
gets the Steve Jobs done with Apple. So I love that range. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you talk about Apple.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play the range on this one. I'm going to give it to 220, so it's going to have to defend 220. So we're going to risk 14 pennies here. I didn't want to get in at 2014, actually, to be honest with you. I put my dip trade a little bit lower than that, but chasing it is a hell of a drug. So we'll see if it holds up at this 220 level. We do have this bottom end consolidation at this 220.10. There's a whole bunch of tug-of-war happening. As you can see, that liquidity algo on Apple is working overtime because all those D prints coming in with one share. That's basically testing. I mean, we really don't know exactly what this algo is, but you know, there's theories on the floor that it's testing to see where the areas of liquidity or no liquidity are. So we'll see what we get there on AAP. Oops, I just messed up that. So we're gonna have to put AAPL like that. There we go. Now we got it. So we're coming into 220 on Apple. So we're gonna have to hold that level for me to stay involved. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm also keeping an eye on Amazon because this one is coming possibly back into that 20 exponential. The 20 exponential is at 198.05. I'm also keeping an eye at 198 1/3 because that is where the volume weighted average price is. So Amazon's very weak on the day. It's down 1%. Basil's selling this, that, and the other. So if we do get that weakness, I do want to participate in it. So Apple holding right now for the moment at that 220 area, moving back into that 225th. We're going to pack our patience to see if we can extract some more money out of this name. Already nicely 15 pennies in the money here, but I think that this is too quick to ring the profit bell on. There we go. Now we got into 30s. So we can see about that. What else we got going on over here? So there's a little bit of weakness coming in on goggles, and I got to tell you the truth. I was looking to short Google at that 185 1/4. 185 1/4 essentially was the closing print from yesterday. And so I said, you know, as this was moving up, I'm like, okay, I was watching it to see what it was up to. But it didn't care about yesterday's closing print. It cared more about the IB high. Remember, the IB high and the IB lower zones, not prices. 185.77 was the actual print. But look where this one rejected. Not surprising, 185.70. Shout out to Dan the Man Emmons. Saw him in the chat the other day, but didn't see him today. Hope he is doing well. He often talks about the IB high and low, specifically with respect to the futures. Go Apple! Nice trade here, about 40 pennies in the money on this one. Very pleased as day punch.
Apple punch. Apple cider.
Punch.
Also, I want to, you know, I'm very happy to hear that you were munching on some red delicious profits there. In
oh,
AAPL.
Dan's right there. Hey, Dan, what's up,
nice.
Dan?
I
didn't know he was in there.
You summoned him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nvidia was trying to summon me at 125.48, and I was like, no, Nvidia, I'd rather trade your Mix 7 cousin Tesla, small violin. But alas, Nvidia, this is a gorgeous bounce off 125.40s. This is, to me, gorgeous support resistance, flippity floppity. We had this resistance here at 125.40, a little bit of zig, a little bit of zag. I wonder who that's in reference to. Then we come back here, 125.40, bounce. That trampoline action, beautiful there. Tesla, however, was more beautiful, and I've been looking at this more, which is why I took that short. Please just punch about that. Hey, Tesla, if you want to go back to rejecting this, okay, I need to watch us. Okay, we're making lower highs. We're trying to get involved here at 39s. When I say lower highs, I'm talking about on the book and not necessarily, okay, never mind, then we're trying to pop higher here. Basically, Tesla has had this odd relationship with 240, 250. Every time we try to go back to VWAP, we pause for the longest time at 240, 250 on the book. Sharif is talking to Amazon right now. Sorry to put you on pause there. But yeah, and then same with 242. We always have this 242 pause. Basically, Tesla at every $0.50 and full dollar level on its wild woolly journey to bounce off VWAP has been hanging around here, but we've had lower highs throughout the day here. I don't want to say flat bottom break at VWAP because that's a lot to ask for in Tesla. However, Tesla, if you want a flat bottom break at VWAP, I will take you short with an aggression that has not been seen by me since my horrible Tesla trade history. No, I'm joking. But yeah, we're getting lower highs here, that is for sure. This 242 though, we're waiting. I'll take it long off 242 into 242.50, or I'll take it short off 242, unload half the position here at 241.50, then take the rest later. Because the thing is, I know I'm trying to be more cognizant of ranges, but sometimes ranges don't last forever. And Tesla, if you're gonna give me this, you know what? I've decided I have the confidence. You have you know, I don't want to say I got the power, but I'm going to try to have the confidence here to take this bad boy, as Sharif will sometimes say, short. So let's see what we get here. And I think as I get short, we pop higher, but I had confidence in the trade. That's what matters. I'm still seeing lower highs in the book. If we get above that 242.50 decisively, that is where I will have to make my exeunt. Mark the Realtor, 199 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Netflix, fire emoji, popcorn, movie camera emoji. Let's take a look at N to the F to the L to the X here. See what we're watching on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Okay, Netflix. Oh, kind of a W. Netflix, like, hey, I'm winning, making a W sign there. Good look here for NFLX, bouncing twice off that, say, 678. Let's see what we do here at 682.50s if we can make a new high of day. Let's take a look. Netflix reporting in 2 weeks, guys, just so you know as well. The Netflix earnings are coming fast and furiously. Lower highs, but higher lows. This to me looks like it could pop upwards here in the Netflix daily chart. Yeah. It's a nice look.
Oh, well, it's a continuation bull flag.
Yeah, it's a, you know, Ted.
Is that all-time highs?
That is all-time highs.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Wow, so
yeah,
okay, there you go.
I'm gonna have to go deal with Tesla because I think Tesla is getting near my level, but great look there, Mark the Realtor, 305. Shout out to Miami. Hopefully you're having some nice weather there for your Independence Day.
All right, so just, I know it looks like it was all-time highs. I think you're bang on there, Adair, but you have to go all the way back to November 2021, we got to $799 on NFLX. So we're awfully close. Right now we're printing 681. We're talking about, you know, minutia here relative to what the actual price is. So let's go NFLX. Go back all the way to the daily over here. This is when Papa Powell said that inflation wasn't going to be transitory. It took us a long time to get back. Look at that drop that we got into, and we held this level, this 160, what is this, 165 level on NFLX. That was a big drop, man. 76% from top to bottom there in 1 year. That's just, wow. Can you imagine being the shareholder that had to hold that? Anyway, short Amazon, it dipped into 64s. I was looking to cover at 59s, so it didn't quite fill me at this level. This was a 20-period exponential rejection. So I'm trying to pack my patience with this name, but you know, it's really, yeah, it's quite bamboozling. You think that you have the read on the name, and yeah, we're in the money, but definitely not where I want to be with this name quite yet, especially having moved down very close to my beak wetter. So we'll keep packing our patience with AMs that are on this short. Let's flip back to some of the small cap gappers and see what that they're up to. So DOYU ended up breaking out. So great look for whoever took this name. The range per candle is just too rich for my blood. I did like the fact that it was holding the 20-period exponential on the 5, but the wicks were just so bamboozling, especially earlier on. I think after, you know, that initial 10 o'clock finish, things did calm down. Then you get the 11:15 bump and a topping tail candle into 18.25, but DOYU still doing well here. KOSS as well. It's not at highs. 963 is the high, but it's still holding well above the volume weighted average price, which is hanging out at $8. It looks very bull flaggish, but you know, really we'll need to see proof of continuation here because it looks like it's petering out, fizzling out at least for the moment. But the other side of that coin is it's still holding above VWAP. So, you know, not a bad look. All right, so Zon coming in here. Come into my area, Zon. Yeah, it's just, I'm so frugal. There it is, nice. Okay, so Amazon coming down. I have 79s. It just printed 59 right now. There's a break of 50. So that $0.50 on the line, there goes the $0.50. All right, come down, Amazon. Here's low 40s, 30 pennies, and there it is, baby. Pleased with this trade. We get the avenge trade. I didn't have the right idea at the 10 exponential, but I had it with the 20. And let me tell you, I should have had a better price. That's why I was talking to Amazon while Adara was talking, because it wasn't letting me in. I literally wanted to get in at 197.95, so it didn't give it to me. I didn't chase it. Happy with this trade. Let's see what's next.
Yeah, what's next though for Tesla was that VWAP break. I did not get it, unfortunately. Did take out my position too early. Please just punch. I also, that initial short, the issue was the timing. Should not have gotten short Tesla 242. If I wanted a 242 break, I should have gotten short 242.50s, but then I got short 242.30s the second time, so it worked out. Did lose some, of course, on that initial failed attempt, but you know, the issue is I probably should have held, probably should have risked a little bit more, but you live and you learn. and see what Tesla does at 240s. We know that Tesla and these whole dollar levels have been interesting. We bounce off 240s. I don't want to say I'll take a mean reversion long, as Opie says the reversion can be quite mean, but I do think that Tesla has been continuing to bounce at these whole dollar levels, so I do owe it that attempt. Apologies there. But also look here, we're kind of getting near that area where we had all these little wicks. These wicks here, of course, right before we got that 240 break. I don't want to bank on a 240 bounce, but this 240.30 bounce is looking great. I want to wait and see what we do here. No stressla in Tesla. Very pleased with this punch. I am profitable in this game. This is the only thing I've traded today. But and it's funny because I came to this saying, Dara, you tend to have your better days like mentally and P&L wise when you trade more names. And then today I come and trade only Tesla. But that's the thing is I think this is my issue is I get very all or nothing. I think, oh, you have to do things only one way or only this way. That's not the case. Nothing's like that in life. Nothing's like that in the markets. You got to take things as they come. And if these Tesla ranges and these levels were coming in, I did owe that. I should have held a piece for the dream for that VWAP break. But hey, Tesla, you want to fail 241? Guess who's hopping in that Cybertruck? It's a very tired individual right here. I need that self-drive to drive that vehicle. Also, this Apple is getting really interesting.
Yeah, broke down below 220, but then it popped right back up. I didn't know what to make of that. Guys, Rivian broke down, guys. It's at day low. Just printed day low right now. 1473, lower highs, lower lows on Rivian, now down 3/4 of a point, dancing between 3/4 and 2/3. The morning low there in the pre was right there, 1474. So I'm expecting some defense of this level, at least initially. We did break it by 1 penny, but the print, the IB low, took us to 1474. We printed 1 penny below that. Possible mean reversion here on Rivian as it sells off, as we get confirmation overnight, or not actually overnight, yesterday, late afternoon, that they're not actually looking to share hardware with Volkswagen. And in fact, they're not going to build their cars at the Volkswagen plant in North Carolina. They're going to build it in their own 2 plants that they, I'm talking about the R2 here, not the R1S and R1T. I'm talking about the R2. That is not going to be done with Volkswagen. They're not going to be sharing hardware. It's going to be a software-only agreement. But that $5 billion will still be deposited in said bank. So nice mean reversion here, about 11 pennies or 13 pennies now off that 1473 bottom, and it's still going, coming into 15. Keep your eye out for 15. I would say, there's a level to look at, but there isn't because it's consecutively lower highs. So it's a mean reversion or it's a bounce trade. I would look at it for a short-term trade, but I would expect resistance at every successive trough. So there's resistance right here, and you're already seeing it. Another resistance level at 1493, another one at 1496, 15. So you're going to have to fight with Rivian here if you want to take the long, but the good entry was right at the IB low. All right, keeping an eye on some of the other names in Mag 7 world, or I should say the names in Mag 7 world. 460, a new all-time high, 460.78, new all-time high on Microsoft. It keeps printing new all-time highs every day. Yesterday was another one, but coming off that high right now, and in fact, breaking that $10 level at 460 on its way. It looks like maybe here into the volume-weighted average price at 459. So 460.78 high of day. It does break through the IB high at 460.5 MSFT, decent day. As Adair mentioned, Apple's a little bamboozling, a little bit above 220, a little bit below 220. Unsure what to do with this one. Just going to steer clear. I had a trade on it already, but clearly, don't really have the right read today as it's half day. Tesla getting a double bottom off the 240 level, and that 240 level has a whole bunch of stuff pointing its way. Number one, it is kind of the initial area top. So before we broke 240 viciously at 10.05, we were rejecting. We had topping tail candles going into that 240. So right away, if you have topping tail candles successively rejecting off a $10 level, you know it's resistance. Then you break it, right? Beautiful, you broke it. Now you come back down to it. You get a double bottom there, right at that 240 level. In addition to the fact that it's the $10 level, it's a previous area top. It's also the 50 exponential on the 5, which I like to use. So keep your eye on TSLA. It's now broken down below VWAP, reclaiming it though. But yeah, where does this one go? Well, I'll tell you one thing. From 1040 onwards has been successively lower highs. So the downtrend on Tesla now reaching about an hour. In fact, because it's 11:40, we've been making lower highs since the high we printed at 248.35 on TSLA, but holding that 240 level. So we'll see whether or not it presents us with a range or a bounce trade or what Tesla is going to do here. But certainly one of the best weeks in recent memory for this name as it recovers from the shellacking it got this year. Ram.
Wait. Ram.
Yeah, because she put the camera over here.
Oh, sorry, I was confused. I was like, but no, yeah, it'd be really fun if we had like a Rivian and Fabian trading up. Oh, there.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Fabian's already kind of like
Fabian
always
knows
asking
his stuff with
questions.
crypto.
Oh yeah. And he asks
He's
questions.
using buttons now.
Hey, and he asks questions about other stuff too.
Yeah, no, he'll be like, oh, like, so what's that thing? Like, yeah, shout out to Fabian and Ramin there, the Chilean Nightmare, and Ram, in case you
Ram doesn't care about investing, bro. She's like, look, man, you know what?
She knows some stuff. She's asking some questions. Shout out to Rivian. But I see what you mean. She's not like, because Fabian's very well versed in the world of crypto.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the crypto update stuff, Fabian will give me his insight. So shout out to him. Also shout out to Tesla. I am very pleased as punch because you have to have that confidence. Again, no one should have given me this button. You have to, like, literally, I am a menace with this button. But you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your style. We have this big old green candle here, and I'm proud to say I took 2 successful shorts here, just trusting what I saw in the book and getting out the second I saw anything herky-jerky. I only threw 10 pennies on this short. I wanted 30. I realized I wasn't going to get 30. I said, Adira, get the heck out of Dodge. Get the heck out of this year's Cybertruck. Then the second short I took, being very cognizant of VWAP, ended up taking about I took 21 pennies on that. 21, can't do something for me. But anyways, all jokes aside, it wasn't even the 9 EMA rejection that I'm not gonna lie, that helped. It was just looking at levels I liked in the book. As Obi was saying earlier, the book today on Tesla has been gorgeous. And if you've been relying on the book or the tape instead of the chart, you've had some opportunities as well. The book has given you clear levels of support and resistance that have flip-flopped. This Tesla 242, we were going to 242.40s, which is that previous area of resistance support in the Tesla book. Then when we couldn't hold that, I said, Adira, take this thing short. Second, I saw a couple successful breaks below that 242. I took a baby short. I have no qualms taking more baby shorts, but I do totally agree with what Sharif said. That 240 level has been wild for like so many reasons, so I do not want to really get too up in that business there. Let's take a look at some other Nvidia. So like you saying, Adira, Sharif. Nvidia is deeply fascinating to me here. I don't want to say bearish. I don't think we are bearish. We're bouncing off this 125.80. However, what I'll be seeing if we can have a decisive close up above into this 126.20s is a bit of a rounded top.
Oh.
Now, why do I say that? And of course, this could be wrong. I could be wrong. Totally could be a bull flag, and we have had a little bit of bull flag action. But we're getting a little bit stagnant. We used to have these big old push. Each push we get up on Nvidia, I don't know why I made those sounds, is getting a little bit more sedated. It's like the kite's getting like poked. The balloon's we're getting a little bit of air, a little bit of deflation in the Nvidia vibes. So we're gonna have to wait and see if we get, and as I say that, Nvidia pushes higher. But yeah, interesting look here for N to the V to the D to the A, clearly proving me wrong. We had that bamboozling topping tail candle. Nvidia's like, Adira, as Sharif always says, you can't put all your stock in one candle because it takes more than one candle to make up a stock. Also, Rory Alderton, thank you so much for the the 199 super chat. Nvidia making chips for SpaceX moon rockets. I did not know that.
Neither did I.
I did not know that, but great look there for Nvidia. SpaceX marks the spot for this one, I guess. Also, let's talk about costs, because, you know, no matter what the cost, also Neil said the cost of the shorts on cost is not very much, but this one's roaring to the upside.
Roaring kitty?
Yeah, roaring. Yeah, get gills or breathing underwater here with those Keith Gills for KOSS. Not underwater here though. We're up 125%. I love this 820 level. Why do I like this 820 level? Well, we had this push up here. We had these topping tail candles did not work. Come actually up to that 880, which is where we had another little bit around a chop and churn. But no, regardless, we bounce off 780. Then we come back to 820. We bounce not once, not twice. We don't bounce over thrice, unfortunately. We bounce twice. Then we push even higher to a new high of day. Great look for KOSS. Hopefully you guys are making some money to cover the costs of your Independence Day celebrations. Yeah, the markets really do wake you up. Huh? I feel so much more alert.
Yeah, you definitely sound a lot more alert. I'll tell you that. I don't mean to.
No, I was yawning.
Throwing any shade, earlier.
But
yeah, you were tired.
Good times.
So, all right, guys, I'm trying to take the bounce off the soft one here off VWAP, a double bottom off the volume weighted average price for Microsoft. So I could have wet my beak multiple times in the mid 30s, long 11s, but I'm trying to wait for a bigger move. I like these bottoming tail candles off that level. I put my out on the other side of 459, so I'm trying to give it a bit of room off the volume weighted average price. So this was obviously a level as well. Earlier on, this kind of 459 area was a bit of, for whatever reason, an area of resistance before we were able to break it here right at 11 o'clock. So looking at take the bounce there on Softy. Tesla, what a bounce there on TSLA. Great double bottom at 240. Both the prints there, 240.21 and 240.12. They flipped that back. I like that. And there it goes, 243. Look out for this 244, though. We did consolidate at 244 for a while. It did seem like there was a seller there from 11 o'clock till essentially 11:15 once we broke down below that level. So TSLA looking like it wants to weasel its way all the way back up. So we'll keep eyes on that. Goggles just printed another high a day, 185.87. Goggles looking to get into that all-time high yet again. I mean, we just need to zoom out over here. Are we at all-time highs on goggles? Is this all-time highs? Let's zoom in. No. So we got to get into that, the 28th. The 28th, we got into 186.78. So we're really close. We're less than $1 away from all-time highs on Google. And that day on the 27th as well, or the 28th, excuse me, when we printed all-time highs, it ended up closing much lower. So if we close at these highs, it'll be the highest close I think Goggles has ever had. So great look today as it recovers, and definitely I did not have the right read on this one. It looks like I'm going to get stopped out of Microsoft over here if it breaks down any more below 459. Softy on the way down, everything on the way up. Seriously, bro? Come on, man. Let's move up a little bit. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to get stopped out if it continues to go down.
Ooh, Microsoft, stop being a punk. The chart in it looks good too. It's always unfortunate when stocks are bamboozling like that. I am trying along on Tesla here, smaller-ish position, not like the smallest position in the world, but small enough that, you know, it's a right size where I can piece things in and out, and it's also not, you know, going to be too bamboozlingly large. We're going to get out here though at 30s. Why did I get out on 30s? Well, that was the area we struggled with earlier. On those 35s, 40s, clearly we're pushing higher, but basically what I'm trying to do is trust my scalping more. The other issue yesterday with Tesla is I would get back in these trades. I'd have the short, it would go okay. Yeah, some of the shorts yesterday did go okay. A lot of them didn't, but some of them did. But I digress. La.
Push back.
Yeah, for my own bad pun. But the point was basically that you have to trust yourself and your style. And I wasn't having enough trust in Tesla. It wanted to go higher. I really should have just been accepting all I was going to get with those little pop shorts pops. So being a bit scalpier has helped today. Sometimes, you know, I think you have to accept too that with trading, it's not all good. You're gonna have the highs and lows, the ups and downs, shout out to Chance the Rapper, because you're gonna have days that things go really well, and days that things don't go really well, and you can't put too much stock, pun accidentally intended, in any of that. So you just gotta keep pushing. What do other people wanna see here? SPY short reject 550, reject short from 530. Tally Family saying SPY short 550, reject short from 530. Let's take a look here at this SPY. I got my eye sometimes on the SPY. I think, I wish I had spidey senses, instead of the spidey senses like Spider-Man, I wish I had spidey senses where I could sense what was going on in the SPY. Wouldn't that be great for all of us?
Be fantastic.
Right? I put that in the chat earlier today because I was like, I want spidey senses. But this 550 is an interesting little look here. For sure, we do have lower highs, but we also do, and again, the chart's not always going to matter for the S&P 500, but it is worth noting I would say this push that we had here above that 549.80s was really something. We really tried to consolidate, and then we ended up grinding higher. The thing is, too, as much as the charts don't matter, sometimes you want to be cognizant of the charts. That was my issue yesterday, is I thought the chart was pushing us higher, tried to go long, didn't risk enough, and then didn't get back in because I said, Adair, you're putting too much stock in the chart. But it ended up actually, that long would have worked out had I given it more rest. So the point is, you want to be cognizant, of course, of the overall market movements when you're trading something like the SPY, but sometimes the charts can play a part as well. But right now, yeah, we're still trying to hold in that 550 on the SPY. Be cognizant of that topping tail candle. It'd be nice to see if we get 550 30s.
Yeah,
sorry.
I wasn't trying to tell you.
I was not sure what was happening.
Yeah, so
there.
I got stopped out of MSFT. It did break down below the volume weighted average price. So, yeah, that ends up not working for me. Now I'm going to keep my eye on TSLA. I like this 244 level. Let's see what we do here. Do we get back into that area and retake it on a closing basis? We had multiple wicks through 244, my bad. 240 was the double bottom. 244 is this area resistance. We're dancing with it right now, a little bit above, a little bit below. I don't really want to stand in front of Tesla today, so it'll have to reject before I actually get into this trade so we can use that 244 as a stop. So don't want to have a resting order near that area, just keeping an eye on that rejection possibly. Keeping an eye on goggles as well. It did reject that 186 area. Bit of a topping tail candle and an inverse hammer candle coming back down and now into this consolidation area range. It was able to break the IB high. So yeah, I missed that trade. I was trying to short Google initially off that 185.25. That was the closing print from yesterday. So I did have that charted. I didn't have the IB high charted. So we'll pack our patience with that. I'm still on this Tesla look over here as I watch what it does with 244, kind of a random area to find resistance to 244. Not one that I really anticipated having too much resistance on right now. So keeping an eye. I don't want to jump in because, well, don't want to get cut up on this. So we'll see what we get with 244 in a little bit. Also, 220 back in play on Apple. We'll switch Rivian here to AAPL and have a look what we're doing over here because, well, you know, we've been stuck in a range on Apple for the most part. It's been the 50 exponential on the 5, which also has been 220. I've been able to kind of range trade Apple successfully earlier on off that 220.10 level. It is now at 220. You could kind of, you know, maybe get in here and then put your out through the break of 83s because that's where it dipped into last time. Kind of a random area, especially in light of the fact that we're putting in lower highs. So the lower highs has been in effect since we put in that high day print at 10 a.m. So I don't really want to stand in front of this either, to be quite honest with you, but we'll see what we get there. Tesla still doing the dance at 244, not above it, not below it. Yeah, and that shows you really that this definitely was a legitimate area from earlier when we were encountering a wall of sellers. Up into the $0.25 we go. So maybe the buyers overwhelm sellers here. It looks like they will, because there we go to the high side again into the $0.25, but not clearing that candle that we put in at 11.15, which the high of which is 47. So we're still below that local area of resistance right there. And right into 244 we go again. Tesla, there's definitely a tug-of-war happening between buyers and sellers at this level. And down below 244 we go, topping tail possibly here on the Cybertruck as we do the dance with absolutely no pants at this 244 level. Simultaneously, Nvidia is just a rocket ship to the high side. Let's have a look at what Nvidia is doing. 126.93, essentially knocking on the door of 127. Back to in the good books, I guess we go here. People were saying that Nvidia may make chips for SpaceX, I believe. I don't see that on my blotter, but I see a whole bunch of Nancy Pelosi loading up on more Nvidia shares. She sells Tesla right before a holiday. So Nancy, by the way, in case you didn't know, there's a subversive ETF that goes by the ticker NANC. So if you want to see what Nancy's buying, if you want to get in on all the Nancy smoke, you go and you buy NANC, trades on BATS.
Oh, that's right. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty wild. They're Nance. You call it Nance.
Literally.
But yeah, I guess the market's certainly not saying Pelnoski to Pelosi. Good luck there.
Oh.
Or, but yeah, this Tesla, I wanted that 244 bounce. Because I realized we're making higher lows in the book. When we got that first pop, wasn't able to get filled. Unfortunately, it was not confident enough. But trying to work in that call again. No one should have given me this button. But I can't believe we only have 7 minutes left for the midday, Sharif. I know you were saying you have some plans for tomorrow for the Independence Day. Do you have any plans for the afternoon?
Today?
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I didn't think of anything today. Just
Don't fail him or me.
Yeah. Not everybody has your kind of weekend there, Ram. So calm down over there. She knows what the. Yeah, Ram, you're upsetting Neil, right? Yeah, it's.
Oh, Neil was pressing the fail button, apparently not her.
Oh, poor Ram. We impugned her when it was the Neil. Look at him.
He let her take the heat, too. He let her take the heat. Neil.
That was so wrong. Look at it. He was so proud of himself. There goes Tesla through 244, guys. Tesla just broke big into 245. So there you go. The sellers at 244 have now been overwhelmed. And now we are on our way back into 245. Above 245 we go. For reference, 248.35 is the high a day. And we printed that at exactly 10:40 today. So we'll see if we can continue to ascend here, breaking the trend of lower highs and now putting in that higher, or sorry, excuse me, breaking the trend of lower highs and putting in a new high over here above that 244 level. So Tesla recovering nicely midday there.
Yeah, Tesla, I mean, again, take the Adara book levels for what you will. Maybe they're nonsense, like never advice, just always my take. AMD, get down. But, sorry about that, guys. But basically, basically what's happening here with Tesla is every time we get to that whole dollar, we have a little bit of a chop and churn and then pick a direction. So that's worth noting. Thank you so much to Big Spile, Burnett. Thank you, Kyle. Big Kyle. $2 super chat. Nancy sold 2,500 shares of Tesla on June 24th. Oh. So yeah, it'd be better if she sold 2,400 shares on the 24th. I think that'd be more
Dang apropos. It, Nancy.
But yeah, I mean, that's not the point. Interesting look though. Nancy sells her Tesla shares, then Tesla pops even higher. She sells Tesla shares by the seashore, I guess. But this AMD though, I got short on AMD because I liked that we were at this 163.40 area. We had that little pop, support resistance flippity flop earlier. I was like, why not? Then we have this topping tail candle. I'm going to risk near the top of this candle. I'm going to risk into 60s, risking about 14 pennies. You know what I'd love to see though? 163.10. So if I'm risking about 14 pennies, trying to make about 35, that is a risk to reward ratio I can more than live with. However, AMD weirdly does not want to give up 163.30. I would love if you did AMD. Also, this is even better because I remember if I look at my tickers to look at, which is my version of the sticky note, I did highlight this 163.50 area in the morning. So I was like, that's pretty cool. Sometimes they end up working out. So nice little look there on AMD. Its cousin Nvidia is only pushing higher. Shout out to Jensen. We were saying that Jensen's selling his 184 million shares over the last $184 million, worth of shares over the last 3 weeks. He's still Jenny from the block. Shout out to Jensen Huang. Can do no wrong here for Jensen Huang, continuing to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 minutes straight here of upside for NVDA.
Oh, yeah.
And AMD, if you want to push higher here, I'm going to have to say bye, bye, bye. We're not going to be in sync here, but I'm going to drink some water here, take a look at AMD. How do we only have 4 minutes left, Sharif?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy speed today. I'm keeping an eye on here on Tesla because it just claimed 245 again. The high of the previous candle was 16s. We're printing 37s. This is no mean reversion, guys. This is on the way up. There's a whole bunch of people buying Tesla at these levels over here. Wow. The shorts really must be in trouble on TSLA. You wonder how long they're going to be in trouble for because how much buying there's going to be on this. Yeah, here we go. Into almost 246 again. That was a quick $6 off that double bottom at 240. I forget how parabolic Tesla can be because, it was like not trading that way for a hot minute. So great to see the Cybertruck back. I couldn't be more pleased. I've got some of this in the personal account, but it's definitely one of the smaller positions in said account. I'm setting up a dip trade here, possibly on Nvidia to defend 127. I'm gonna have to give it like very little room. I see a topping tail candle. So I don't think that's the best idea here with 3 minutes left on the show. I'm not going to want to nurse this trade. We'll see what we get with NVDA, but what a move up today for Nvidia, rivaling Tesla in terms of strength, but definitely not on percentage. Nvidia up 3.8%, Tesla up 5.90. Something tells me that Tesla will be a little bit higher by the end of the day, so we'll keep an eye on the said Cybertruck. Just to give you some final thoughts, let's look at some small cap gappers. KOSS is halted. I see you guys yelling about that. 12.95 on KOSS. Now it's up 197%. We're seeing rumors of Roaring Kitty looking to possibly weasel his way into this one. DOYU continues to do quite well. $18 seems to be a bit of a resistance level on DOYU. 18.27 though is the high day. Multiple topping tails through 18. VNSP and VVPR both selling off aggressively after being up decidedly on the day. And then GURE, this one was kind of a respecting the 20, but I didn't really have much in the way of an analysis on it. And then I had this GameStop level up here for 24 defend. It held it for a little bit, and then it ended up tanking. So nothing for me today. Light day. Happy that it ended this way.
Yeah, it was a fun day. I needed today kind of get that confidence back, and take some scalps. Tesla hanging out here around this 245. I think it was versus 2 cents in the chat saying Tesla's activated self-drive mode on this chart, and I do not disagree. Yes, it was versus 2 cents. Also, I got to shout out this pun from West, y'all. I'm up to my gills already in GME. KOSS would probably gill me. But yeah, Keith Gill definitely gilling it there with these with some of these meme moves, that's for sure. I also like that 24 on GME. I cannot believe we only have 30 seconds left, Sharif.
Yeah, fantastic, guys. Enjoy your time. Take some rest off. Tell your family you love them. Go out and get some fresh air. Do what you need to do. Get some R&R in, because I know I will. What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be trying to get some writing done, trying not to sleep because the sleep was what led to this exhaustion. So we'll see how this goes. Tesla back below 245. Yeah, I mean, I need to not think about the markets maybe a little bit. Like, think about them enough. Balance. You want balance. But yeah, definitely try to relax a little bit, do some writing, and take some time. I hope everyone has a really restful Independence Day. So last time we've been on this desk closing together for quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually getting up on the green screen now. So it is now 12 o'clock, so kill it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see you guys on Friday. Enjoy a restful 4th of July. May the 4th of July be with you there. And we're going to have Opie Confidence and Neelage on that next desk. We'll see you guys same bad time, same bad channel. Peace out.
Welcome. We'll get right on to it. Dara never sleeps because sleep is the cousin of death. There it is. I know she's all over that one. She loves her hip hop. She loves that old school. KOSS has accosted